The morning sun of Xerion Prime poured across the marble courtyards of the Galactic Naval Academy, painting long shadows between towering spires of glass and alloy. Students from a dozen star systems crossed the plaza, their scales, feathers, and crystalline skins flashing with color as they traded rumors and laughter. But today, as on most days, every conversation circled back to one subject: humans. Zixtra of the Zalonian Collective moved through the crowd with practiced confidence, her faceted crystal skin refracting sunlight like a prism. Behind her walked Krier, a Voran tactical prodigy whose enhanced brain processed strategy faster than most battle computers. "Did you hear Morrison's lecture yesterday?" Zixtra said with musical disdain. He claimed ancient human cavalry charges were effective tactics. Cavalry. In the age of antimatter lances. Krier's 4 eyes blinked in amusement. Humans still believe bravery can replace mathematics. No wonder the Galactic Council banned them from real warfare. Inside the Grand Lecture Hall, the air hummed with 20 languages and one shared belief: the human restriction protocol existed because humans were primitive, emotional, and dangerous to themselves. Velter, the amphibious scholar, shook her head. They think in terms of heroes and sacrifice, not fleet geometry and probability curves. The students nodded in agreement as Lieutenant Jake Morrison entered, tall, calm, and unmistakably human. Smirks followed him to the podium. "Today," Morrison said evenly, "we continue our study of human military history." Laughter rippled across the hall. Zixtra raised her hand. "With respect, why study failures?" The council itself declared humans unfit for modern war. Morrison did not argue. He simply activated a hologram of Earth's ancient battlefields. In the back row, Dr. Helen Carter watched uneasily, knowing what the students did not: the restriction was not to protect the galaxy from human weakness, but from human strength. When class ended, mockery followed Morrison into the corridor. Carter joined him. "They think you're teaching relics," she said quietly. Morrison met her eyes. "They will learn." Outside, Zixtra gathered signatures for a petition to remove human studies entirely. She believed she was defending progress. She had no idea she was standing at the edge of the most terrifying lesson of her life. 3 days later, Zixtra stood before Dean Cordell, presenting a datapad filled with 200 signatures from 11 species demanding the removal of human military history from the curriculum. "Humans are restricted for a reason," she declared. "Their tactics are crude and inefficient." The dean studied her for a long moment, then leaned back in his 6-armed chair. "Before I decide, you will attend a special presentation this afternoon." Excitement rippled through the student body. They expected proof of human incompetence. Instead, Dr. Carter and Commander Alex Turner met privately with the dean. Turner placed a small black data core on the desk, its surface stamped with red warning sigils. "Kepler 442 combat footage," he said quietly. "Classified. The reason the restriction exists." Carter felt her stomach tighten. That footage was sealed to prevent panic. Turner's voice was steady. "These students will command fleets. They should know what they are mocking." That afternoon, the auditorium filled to capacity. Laughter followed Carter's warning about disturbing content. "We can handle watching humans fail," Zixtra called out. The lights dimmed. The screen showed a peaceful human colony under alien skies. Carter explained the situation: 200 human soldiers assigned to evacuate civilians before a Vakmor swarm of 50,000 arrived. Murmurs of disbelief spread through the room. On screen, Captain Lisa Brooks received the update. Evacuation would not finish in time. By all logic, withdrawal was the only option. Brooks gathered her troops. "We are not withdrawing," she said calmly. "We are going to kill them all." Silence crushed the auditorium. Krier whispered, "That is madness." The footage showed humans fortifying not to retreat, but to fight. Turner stood. The Vakmor were an extinction-level threat. This is what stopped them. As the first scouts appeared on the horizon, the students leaned forward, expecting collapse. Instead, they watched humans prepare with grim purpose, not fear. For the first time, doubt replaced arrogance. Something ancient and dangerous was unfolding, and they could feel it in their bones. The Vakmor charged like a living storm, thousands of armored bodies thundering across the plains. The alien students expected the humans to break. They did not. Captain Brooks ordered Squad 7 forward as bait. 12 soldiers ran into the open, drawing the swarm. "They're sacrificing themselves," Velter whispered. The ground erupted. Hidden charges detonated, vaporizing 2,000 Vakmor in seconds along with the 12 humans. Brooks reported calmly, "Acceptable exchange ratio." Horror spread through the auditorium. The humans repeated the pattern, using themselves as weapons, their wounded as lures, channeling the swarm into kill zones that annihilated thousands at a time. "They're weaponizing their own suffering," Creer said, voice shaking. When the final phase began, Brooks led the charge herself, bleeding and smiling as she fought toward the Vakmor Queen. Claws tore through her armor, yet she pressed on, delivering a device that collapsed the entire command structure. In moments, 50,000 Vakmor fell dead. The screen froze on the final report, 197 humans lost. Enemy survivors, 0. Mission status, complete victory. The auditorium was silent. Zixtra could barely breathe. "Why would anyone fight like that?" she asked. Carter answered softly, "Because when humans decide something must be stopped, they will pay any price." Turner added, "The Council did not ban humans to protect the galaxy from our incompetence. They banned us to protect the galaxy from our competence." The truth settled like a shadow over every mind. The restriction was not a punishment. It was a shield. The Academy changed overnight. Mockery turned into fearful respect. Zixtra withdrew her petition, standing before Dean Cordell with a bowed head. "Humans are not primitive," she said. "They are terrifyingly effective. The restriction must remain, not to protect them, but to protect us." In the library, Morrison explained quietly, "Some of us asked to leave combat because we saw what total warfare costs." Carter added, "Restraint is our greatest strength." The students finally understood, the most dangerous beings in the galaxy were not those who could destroy worlds, but those who could, and chose not to. Zixtra presented her final paper, "Why the Human Restriction Protocol Must Be Maintained." "Every species fights to survive," she concluded. "Humans fight to win, regardless of survival. That is why they must be trusted with restraint, not fear." The auditorium applauded, not in triumph, but in solemn understanding. As Morrison watched the students walk across the peaceful campus, he smiled faintly. Humanity could rule the galaxy through terror. Instead, they chose to be its guardians. And that choice was the most powerful weapon of all.